you can get to a point where a pressure is being applied to you, weight is being applied to you, and you just flare up and you get frustrated, like, I'm not doing again, or what's going on. So that is what we mean. So here we are saying becoming the pressure. And looking at our world today, in our age group, as children, as teenagers, as youths, we get to see a lot of things in this world system. We get to see a lot of things. Is it peer pressure? Is it economic stress? Is it financial stress? A lot of things come our way. So now what we are presenting to us today is the opposite. So we are flipping the script. We are changing the story. As Christian teenagers, as Christian youth, as Christian children, we are changing the story whereby we are not being weighed down by the pressure, but we ourselves are becoming. We are not being broken. We are becoming the pressure. Either in media, either in AI, either in whatever gift or talent that we have. And that's why we have put together this summit for each and every one of us. So we are going to do something quickly. When I say become, you say the pressure. Did we get that, or I should go over it again? When I say become, you'd respond the pressure. So we are affirming our theme, becoming the pressure. So did we get that? All right, become. Can we add energy and volume? Become. So that's it for today. And only amplify your influence to drive societal transformation. Okay, so right now we'll be adding here. Okay. Okay, so while we wait for the next stage, in a short while, can anybody give me, like, just tell me your expectations? I know you have heard a lot because there was a lot of publicity, a lot of pushing for this program. So what were your expectations? What made you come? What were you expecting? Or was it just that they forced you to come for the program? So can somebody really tell me what you are actually expecting? It might be your curiosity, you want to find out something about something. So what is your expectation? So that by the end of the program, those that I asked right now, you tell me whether those expectations were met or not. So quickly, I just want two people from here, two people from here. I don't want to pick anybody. Anybody that has an expectation, you want to okay, you can come from.
So become more enlightened. In the academic field and also balance things, academic, spiritual.
Alright, what do you think? I know. So I have this expectation is to get answers on how to balance things spiritually, academically, and I will help you add even in other fields, societal fields. So I have me has told me his own expectations. So by the end of the program, I'll be asking you if your expectations were met. I hope we are with our writing materials because there will definitely be a lot of things that will be dished out today for us. Either your phone notepads, well, ensure you are not distracted if you are using your phones. So with your book and pens. So another person here before I move over there, what are your expectations for today's meeting? My sister in green. What are your expectations?
To gain practical knowledge that I can apply beyond the program. I think I saw the speakers, the likes of Covenant, Shemilore, and all of it. So I just want to.
I love that. as well. She said she wants to gain practicals beyond just the lectures, but she wants to gain practicals of whatever the summit has for her. So at the end of the summit, I'll still be asking you your expectations for the event. What's your name? So that I'll take note of my student. Mercy. I am really Mercy. So I need to be here quickly. What are your expectations for the program? You want to tell me? All of my expectations is to get to understand how I can contribute positive influence on society. So she said she wants to gain understanding on how she can become a positive influence for your to drive social transformation. And that is also very important. How you can be a positive influence in your generation and in this time that we are. So quickly, the second person will go to the next thing.
How sharp it is. Yeah, some it dey always rotates. It depends on lightning and the way
Alright. So all of those
so
things,
that
do we have anybody else to say
normally
something
does
here?
it.
What are your expectations for the program?
You just have to like focus well.
Work well for you have to only expectations.
Just want to learn.
Definitely, we get to learn much more. We get to learn much more. Alright.
I need my phone actually.
Alright. So, while we're waiting for our guests to come in, I want us to do something quickly again. I just want us to engage ourselves. So, can you talk to your people are sitting with people there? Can you meet someone that you know that you've not, maybe you've not talked to before, and just communicate with one another? I'll ask you whatever you ask the person, whatever the person told you. So I'm already looking at some people. I think those are the people I'm going to call. So look at your back. I'm sure by your side you're sitting with somebody like you. So look at your back and greet someone you know. Can we do that quickly? Tell the person maybe your name. Tell the person. I'm seeing some people greeting the people that they know. Maybe that quickly, just exchange pleasantries. Ask something significant. Maybe something happening right now in our generation. Just say something. Are we done? Are we ready?
Do landscape. Do landscape, don't do portraits.
Okay, some people are still meeting some people. Are you sure you don't know each other before? Okay. So my sister is in a home. Can you tell me? That's all right.
No one be enter enter now. Hey, you guys move now. But you know if you just stay, you go do one.
So you asked her name, you missed out. Who said favor? Oh, who did you asked her, not her? Oh, okay. Who did you talk to? So you didn't talk to anybody. Who is the person? The person not respond to you. My sister, why did you not respond to her? Oh yes, both of you, I will not come and ask you again. I don't want just your name, so both of you should ask yourself something.
My brothers are still talking. I'll definitely ask them. Alright, so what did she tell you about herself? She said it's not even.
Be careful of staying in the frame.
Yes, different. No,
You just look around. Just be conscious. What did the girl say? She didn't need to talk. Maybe they go out. Maybe they go out.
I love that. You talking about memories of the past. That was so part of it. That's alright, guys. So the essence of this is because as the program was going on,
Have you seen
we
the
still get to do more of that.
my phone will be my
Interactive sessions whereby you share your thoughts and ideas, your own understanding on maybe a particular session. We're doing a lot of quite some time for breakout session. And this is just the icebreaker. You are still going to ask much more than names. You are going to do much more than past memories. So please prepare your mind. Be free. Be free. This is a summit where I want to build each other and get to understand much more. My sister Abigail, right? Heritage, yes. So please, let's listen up. Can we just put this smile on our face? Let's just listen up. Because we have lots more in store for us. Okay? All right. So we are sorry for the break in transmission. We're actually waiting for some things to come up. So right now, I'll just be engaging us in games, little games, to just lighten the mood before we get things set up. All right. So I want to believe we all know our Bibles very well, right? So I'll be doing a Bible game with us, and I'll be calling a letter, and you will tell me. I can just point the mic to anybody, or I tell her to give the mic to anybody. Or if you know the answer, you can just raise up your hand. No chorus answers. So I'll be asking questions from the Bible. I will call a letter, and you tell me a name in the Bible. And name, I don't mean maybe city. I mean name, like dollar, gives, likes of that. Okay, so are we ready? Okay, you don't understand. Come out now. You don't understand. So I said I'll be calling out a letter, like maybe. Now, what I say now, I'm not going to use it again. Maybe I say letter I, and maybe in the Bible we have Isaiah. You get that? So I randomly just call an alphabet, and you tell me a name in the Bible. Are we ready? Do you understand now? Alright. So, okay, you were okay. So you can tell me a name in the Bible that starts with letter P. Okay, so the rule of the game, thank you. The rule of the game is that no chorus answers. Do you get that? So you can just raise up your hand, or I randomly tell Gift to pass the mic to somebody. Do we get that? All right. So that's by the way. So who can tell me a name in the Bible that starts with letter S? But yeah, I said something now. I said the rule of the game is that just raise up your hand. Don't chorus the answer. You people are letting my alphabet finish. Now the alphabet is not. All right. So who can tell me a name in the Bible that starts with the letter A? I see the letter A, okay. Abraham. All right. Can we give a round of applause? So who can tell me a name in the Bible that starts with letter C? A name in the Bible that starts with letter C. Okay. Caleb. Alright, I think somebody's named Caleb here. See, this is your first time you guys name. Alright, can we clap for him? Alright, so can anybody tell me a name in the Bible that starts with letter D? I want Caleb to talk because I already know his name. Huh? Oh, please let me give out the mic. Daniel. Can we please don't let me tell you people to be clapping for somebody now. It's just a sign of appreciation. And these are part of the things we are learning today. It's a sign of appreciation. All right. So going forward, can somebody tell me a name in the Bible that starts with letter N? Letter N.
Nehemiah.
Oh, he raised. I'm so sorry. Nehemiah. Oh, yes, Nehemiah. What are we meant to do? See, you know one thing? By the time our speakers start coming, is this the way we'll just be looking at them? All right, so you know another reason why I'm saying we should clap. By the time our guests start coming out, it's our engagement that will propel them to do lots more. Do we get that? All right, so now, to make the game much more involving, I would say a name, and I'll be passing, she'll start from there. She'll be passing the mic over to other people. So you would continue saying a name. I'm trying to make this understandable. and you must not repeat the name that somebody else has said.
So you have to be very attentive.
So be attentive. So you must listen to whatever someone is saying. So we are doing two skills here, listening skills as well as intellectual skills. You are trying to rack your brain while someone else is saying something. So I will start with the name to go over to him like that, like that. You'll pass. Are we looking at the way we are going to do it? To start there, to go straight like this, then to the back. So we are dealing with names of people in the Bible. Did we get that? Does anybody need further explanations? Do you get the game? I believe we all get it. All right. I will start with Adoni. Abi? What? My brother, sit up. All right. So I'll start with Abinadab.
Any name.
Any name. Now,
John.
the rule is we're not spending much time on you.
Please, let's make sure we speak louder.
Speak louder so that other people too can hear whatever you said. All right. Paul.
John.
Jeremiah.
Methuselah.
Joseph. Moses.
Job.
Jemima.
Naomi. Samuel.
Oh, we have more energy than this. Increase your voice now.
Ahab. James.
Adam.
Noah. Jacob.
Wait, did somebody say Jacob? Okay.
David.
Moab.
Tabitha. Sarah. Mephibosheth. Matthew. David.
Somebody else said David.
What did she say?
David. Somebody else said David.
That's why I'm saying we should please speak up. Like, actually, there were some names I did not hear. So let's just give her that. Let her mention.
Joseph.
Genesis.
Okay, so now we'll be going over to place. I don't know, is it the mic that is not loud? Abi, is our voice that is not loud?
The mic is very much loud. You can hear my voice, right?
Please, let's add volume. So now, I'll be going to place. We dealt with name, right? I'll be going to place. So, I want to believe we know locations in the Bible. All right, Jerusalem. Location, we're dealing with location now. I said Jerusalem.
Nineveh.
Canaan.
Israel.
Nazareth.
Bethlehem.
Wow.
Egypt.
Babylon. Israel. Antioch. Jerusalem.
Somebody said Jerusalem already.
Capernaum.
Oh, you're smart.
Damascus.
Okay. Egypt. Somebody else said Egypt.
I say Jordan.
Yeah.
It's a place.
Iconium. Iconium. Babel. Babel.
Okay.
Bethsaida.
Okay.
Damascus.
Okay. I think someone said that.
Moab. Yeah,
You have an idea.
Bethlehem.
Thank you. All right, so can we give ourselves a round of applause? Can you be louder? All right. Okay, so right about now, we'll be calling on our daddy, our vice chairman, to come and give us his speech, his welcome address. And we'll be calling on Deacon Shino Olainka. Can we appreciate him? We've said this before, that we should appreciate one another. So can we do that much more?
Praise the Lord. Next gen, praise the Lord. We are saying the morning, good morning, everyone. I'm here representing our chairman, Bro Ayodeji Olubenga. Let me start with nice to see your faces. You are looking very full and handsome. God bless you in Jesus' name. He puts one or two things together to deliver here to you guys. I will quickly read that, and I believe that you will be blessed through this message. Keynote address by the convocation chairman, that is 2026 chairperson, Next Gen Summit 2026. Your team, becoming the prayer, owing and amplifying your influence to drive societal transformation. I believe that you will transform this nation in the mighty name of Jesus. Distinguished guests, leaders here present, ministers, and our dynamic young people, it is my privilege to welcome you to the Next Gen Summit 2026. Can I say this first kind of it? Have you had such thing before in the past? I'm not sure. In convocation like this, I believe this is the first one. A round of applause for yourself. A strategic platform designed to challenge, equip, and inspire the next generation. Your team, our team, becoming the prayer, carries a powerful message. You were not created merely to exist within your society. You were created to influence and transform. See yourself as an opportunity. See yourself as a privilege to transform and to create an influence. Prayer produces movements. It challenges. The status quo creates possibilities and drives change in the same way. Young people who embrace their God-given potential can become a positive force for transformation in their families, societies, workplaces, communities, and nation. The question is not whether you have influence. You already do. Believe me that. You have already been doing that. The question is, what are you doing with it? You have a lot of potentials. You have opportunities around you. What are you doing with those opportunities? Owning your identity. As you are staying here, you have individual identity. You own it. You have it at your custody. Discover your purpose. I believe every one of you here have discovered your purpose in this life. Build your capacity. Develop your character. Use your platform, profession, business, creativity, innovation, and leadership to create value and solve problems. But remember, influence without character is very, very dangerous. And success without purpose is empty. That's why they say empty barrel. You will not be an empty barrel in Jesus' name. As believers, our influence must reflect Christ wherever we find ourselves, either in the community, in our workplaces, among our peers. We should ensure that we live a Christ life. Nigeria does not merely need young people who complain about what is wrong. We have a lot of youth outside there today, or they are centered their mentality on is complain, complain, complain. Nigeria does not deserve that. We are blessed with a lot of resources. We need young people who will become the solution maker. You should be thinking, how could you provide solution? Are you to say this to people? When you identify a problem, as a young people, intelligent people, you should provide solution to that problem. But if you identify a problem, you cannot provide solution to it, you have not identified any problem. That's why we are expecting Nigeria of today, young people, you should be able to provide solution to the problems. We need young people who will become solution makers. We need innovators who will create opportunities, professionals who will raise standards, entrepreneurs, and who will create value. We call something added value. Whatever you are doing, you must add your value to it. Go outside there, you will see egg seller. They are selling egg with this paper tray. You can go out and design your own packaging. From there, you have added a value. Those people may be selling 5,600, but when you put your own in a package of 6, 12, 24, you can get more than what those are packing 30 are putting in the paper tray. Added value. Packaging is very, very important. How do you package yourself? How do you package your products? All this go a long way in life. Like I said earlier, we need innovators. Use your intelligence to bring new ideas. Innovators that will create opportunities. Professionals who will raise standards. Entrepreneurs who will create value. Leaders who will serve. And Christians who will live with make Christ visible. So, the chairman charge to you people today, don't wait for permission. Don't wait for perfect condition. Let me be sincere with you, there's no perfect condition on this earth. Start where you are. You can get a long way. Use the value you have presently, become the player that produces positive change. As we pursue ultimate satisfaction in this 2026 convocation, may we discover that true satisfaction comes from fulfilling God's purpose in our lives. May this summit awaken purpose, build capacity, ignite innovation, and raise a generation of kingdom minded influencers who will leave their communities better than they found them. On behalf of our chairman, I welcome you all to Next Gen Summit 2026. Welcome to your season of influence. Welcome to becoming the prayer. Thank you and God bless. Shinola Yinka for chairperson.
Can we put our hands together for our daddy once again? All right, so right now we'll be doing something else. We'll be doing another engagement, and it's like a debate sort of. Don't be scared, it's not the international debate. So I would say the topic I want us to talk on, and I would randomly call people. So this time, you're not going to raise up your hand. I randomly call people. And I want you to come and talk about, I'll say the topic. You should talk about it. Don't worry, I'll lay the foundation for you to understand what I'm talking about or what I want you to say. Okay. So, the topic I have here is influence of social media. Influence of social media. How many of us have phones here? You have a phone. I was expecting to see our hands up. You have a phone, raise up your hand. Okay. You are using even if you are using your daddy or mommy's phone, at least you have access. You have access to phones. Raise up your hand. All right, so majority of us. So now the topic I want us to talk on is influence of social media, both the positive and the negative. And then if you have examples that you can maybe refer to yourself, I would love you to use that. So I want you to talk about how social media influences us in this time, or how social media is very important. Influence or importance of social media. Why do you think that social media is very, very important? Then when we talk, we are not going to relate it to societal transformation. By the time we point out the influences or the importance of social media, we are going to direct our talk to societal transformation. So, are we ready? Do we understand what I just said? I thought we said this earlier that we should please be responding. Do we understand what I just said? Do you understand the debate question? You do, right? Okay, so I would call people from each row. All right, so Ore, can you come out? I know your name. Caleb, can you come out? Who else said their name? Esther. Name is Esther, right? Her name is Esther, right? Like, when she introduced herself, her name is Esther, right? Okay, Favor. You knew it was you I was talking. Oh, yeah, come. Don't worry. Like I said, it's just your own understanding on the influence or importance of social media. How do you think social media is very important to this generation that we are? And how has it influenced? Do we get the questions? Okay, let me make it balanced. My friend on glasses. What's your name? Just come, just come, just come. All right. So, the influence, both negative and positive. Do we get that? Let her come out quickly. So you can relate it to things that you see on the internet. You use Instagram, right? Have you ever been on the site Instagram, Facebook? Facebook. You use Facebook. Even WhatsApp, even our WhatsApp status. There are things that we can pinpoint there. The negative influence, the positive influence. So I would love us to talk on this shortly. I believe the way I was talking, we're already gathering our points in our mind, right? So who wants to go first? I'll give us the opportunity. You want to go first? Thank you. Can we?
Positive influence of social media on our youth students. We use social media to do our assignments and to learn more than what our teachers teach us in school. And negative influence. When you are doing your assignments, you can just leave the site where you are supposed to be on and go and view other things.
Can we put hands together for her? So I would ask us what we heard from them, because me too, I want to take note of what she has said. So I would randomly pass the mic around to us too. All right, you want to go next, right? Okay.
So for the positive influence of social media, I feel for communication, because our era now, our generation, we no longer use letters and all that. So it's very easy for communication. It's easy for getting information, for awareness generally. Social media, you can watch some videos online that might make impact to your life and all that. And then for some negative influence, addiction, you can become addicted to your phones and then misplace priorities. And social media with phones and all that, you can find yourself in sites, can lead to addiction to pornography and all that. You can be misled if you're not careful. So those are.
Thank you so much. That's quite explicit. All right.
We should firstly know that everything in this life has word and opposite. Everything in this life has word and opposite. So the social media can influence you in a bad way and can influence you in a good way. So people have talked about normal life, but I want to talk about spiritual life. Social media too can boost your spiritual life, and it can also affect your spiritual life. For example, now you can enter your Instagram and search for Christians preaching, pastors preaching. You can search for it and you will learn more. And let me just say that social media, it is what you search for, you are going to see. So I would just advise us to search for what is good. We should search for preachings, we should search for teachings, God's teaching. So I think.
Good morning, everyone. I don't have anything to say. I don't really have much to say. But for what I can see, social media can either make or mar your life. You have to choose your path. It can either contribute to you or destroy you. So I'm here to tell you that you should choose your path.
Thank you, please. Let me read. Can we please appreciate our speakers? Just hold on. Thank you. So, can somebody boldly, I don't want to pick anybody, tell me one of the things that you got to hold from what Favor said? Because I actually said I was going to ask us, so I expected our full attention. What did Favor say about, she actually touched both the positive impact and the negative impact. You want to say something? Okay. You could have raised up your hand now.
She said, for positive impact, she said like maybe our teachers, what they've taught us in class, we don't understand. We can just go on search like ChatGPT, Meta AI for.
Exactly. I'm sure many of us are caught up in that, using ChatGPT for assignments. If you know you used to, you know you used to use ChatGPT for your assignments. Don't be shy. It's almost everybody that used to do it. You used to use ChatGPT. Your teacher gives you assignment. Use it to fine tune it. All right. So she actually talked about using social media for assignment, and that's actually a positive influence of social media. Using it in the right approach, whereby maybe you have a task that you cannot fully comprehend, you don't fully understand the task, and you just use the assistance. But one thing many of us do is that we now rely totally on AI in that sense, or totally on the internet, whereby we just drop our questions there and we copy and paste directly. So there's no more effort on your end, whereby you go through it, you edit it. Okay, this thing, I don't want it to be like this. So the positive thing, we can actually use it as an assisting tool, not a total tool. Do we get that? So thank you so much. And she said something on the negative impact, which is distraction. A lot of us are getting so much distracted with social media, and it's called doom scrolling. Who has heard the term doom scrolling before? So, whereby maybe likes of Instagram, you're just engaging, like almost all your day, you are just there watching reels, watching stories, watching posts, without having something tangible that you are doing there. All right, so another person. Claribe. Okay, so who can tell me something that Claribe talked about? I'm from this side. Yeah, Favor, come and help us. What did Claribe talk about?
She said that there's the negative side and there's the positive side, that it depends on how we use our social media, that we should not get addicted to our phones and some other social media, that there are some places that we can learn from. There are some sites that we can go to that can help us to build our knowledge in our studies. She talked about porn sites. When you are scrolling, when you are using some sites, I used to come through it. Like sometimes they will just bring a site, a pornography site. Like you just open it. If you are not careful, you can just open that site, and from there you lose it. So
thank you, Favor. All right, so in quote, she talked about communication, and the negative, she talked about addiction. And there are many young men and young ladies, young guys now that are in that web of addiction due to social media influence. She talked about pornography sites. She talked about addiction. So, as the positive influence she talked about was communication. That's one major influence. Back then, the means of communication was quite tight. In the days of old, it was quite tight. There are many times, like, they majorly used letters. And it's until your letter reaches the location you want it to reach. Right now, you can just pick up your phone and call your aunt or uncle, maybe in Canada or something. But then, or maybe your uncle in Jos, but then you write letters, and it's until the letter gets to Jos, the person receives it, the person writes a response before so many a times it takes months, it takes weeks. So social media has made communication much more easier. It has brought things together, but people use it the wrong way. Like she said, people now get addicted. We have people getting addicted to their phones. We've lost sight of God, and now your phone is much more of priority to you than God. All right, so Ora said something, and I think I've even said a bit of what he said already. This is Ora, by the way, so that you know what I'm talking about. Ora said something. Ayokunumi, right? That's your name. Can you help us with what Ora said? Can you remember? You want to help us? You want to try? Okay.
Okay, you spoke about the spiritual aspect of it. For example, the way this program is going on, if probably it is live and people far away can view it and join us and learn, then our convention that we do view, that's another importance of it.
Thank you so much. I actually love the example you used, likes of live streaming to impactful programs. It talked about the spiritual aspect of social media, spiritual impacts. Nowadays, although it's not 100% right, whereby we have people that don't go to church. It's not. I don't even support that they just live stream services. But in times of no options, maybe you find yourself in a tight situation, things like that, we have various sermons that we can actually tune into to listen to different, on our phones. You can have your Bible apps. I'm not saying you should not have your hard copy Bible, but likes of things like that. So the spiritual impact, and he talked about balance. And that was something I was planning to talk about later, but I'll talk about it now. He talked about balance, and that is one thing we must imbibe. Balancing our time, like the time we spend on social media. We should learn to know when to use it and when not to use it, how to use it and how not to use it, how much to use it, and the reduction too. So balance is one main thing. There are times you just have to stay off. And if you know that you are using it for something impactful, not just doom scrolling, it's also another time to pick it up. So he talked about balance. Then lastly, Caleb talked about something. Okay, Shemilore, can you help us with what Caleb said? Thank you. So she said she didn't really hear. Okay, so Caleb, to just wrap up, Caleb talked. My debate speakers, I'm so sorry. Please, can we give them a round of applause? Can you guys have your seat? I'm so sorry. Just drop it on the chair. All right. So Caleb talked about make or ma. So he made us understand that social media as a tool can either make or mar a person. Did we get that? So if you use it positively, it will definitely make you. But if you use it negatively, it can lead to one's destruction, whereby distraction setting, we have addictions and a lot more. And as well as misplaced priority, peer pressure, and a lot of other things. So he talked about the aspect, and he advised us before he went to his seat. He advised us, he said that he's advising us to use it the right way. I hope we all got that. So it's my challenge to each and every one of us here. Either you have a phone or you don't have a phone, whatever engagement you are in right now, let it always tilt to the positive. Societal transformation, let it always tilt to the positive. And by this would start raising young men, young women that are becoming, like we said earlier, that are becoming the pressure, not being broken by the pressure. So can we please clap for ourselves? Can we clap for ourselves? All right. Thank you. So right now, who can tell me what they've observed? Who can tell me what they've observed? My friend beside Ore. What's your Yeah, come. Fast. We don't have time. Come now. All right. So my friend did not have what he wants to say. So I was actually asking him what he observed. Does anybody get what I was talking about? My teenagers. Ayo. Do you know what I'm talking about? Yeah, what is it? Can you please project more?
The guests.
Our guests are here. I was asking, what did you observe in the environment? So can we please warmly put our hands together? I wanted us to do that as they were coming in, but we didn't observe that. Yes. So, right about now, we'll be going into our next itinerary, which is the keynote session. And first of all, I'll first be doing a warm introduction of our guests that we have here. How many of us saw the publicity, the flyers that were pushed around? If you saw it, can you please raise up your hand? Okay. Clary, but I cannot remember your name very well. Caleb. So, just the three of you. All right. So, I will just quickly do a little puzzle with you guys. It helped me with maybe from the flyers that you saw, a face you recognize and you can put a name to the face. Did we get that? Before I do my own. You want to? Right?
Mrs. Shemilori Anifoshi.
All right, Caleb, you? That was what you wanted to say. Azar now. Okay.
Mrs. Tola Daniels.
Mrs. Tola Daniels. Can you please appreciate her? My sister, you told me you saw the flyer too, but you not raise up your hand. All right.
Okay, Mr. Covenant Odedele.
Mr. Covenant Odedele. All right. So I'll just quickly do a little introduction before we go into the talk session. So right here, right now, we have, and as I'm introducing them, please do me the honors, what I taught us earlier. We have Covenant Odedele. Yes. We have Shemilore Anifowoshe. Yes, we have Tola Daniel here. Yes, we have, okay, he's not here. Okay. We have Onitilo Onopemipo Jojo Israel. Yes. So these are speakers for today, and it's with great pleasure and honor to have them in our midst today. All right, so we'll be going into our talk session now. I believe we are with our books and we are with our pens to take note of whatever is being dished out. And I remember that earlier we talked about our expectations for this summit, right? Did we or did we not? So please, I said at the end of the summit, I'll be asking us if those expectations were met. So please, let's do well to take note of important details. All right. So our first session, I'll be introducing our speaker for our first session now. And that goes to Covenant Odedele. So I'll be reading. Yes, you can. So Covenant Odedele is a visionary, aspiring physician and emerging global healthcare leader who served as the erstwhile president of the University of Ibadan Student Union, my university. For over 6 years, he has driven transformational impact at the nexus of innovation in healthcare delivery, social entrepreneurship, civil engagement, and public policy, leading and fundraising for avant-garde projects that have influenced young people and university students across Nigeria and beyond. Through his leadership with the University of Ibadan Student Union, students on LinkedIn, the Nigerian Medical Student Association, the Congress Nigeria, Covenant has championed the Nigerian University campus demographic as an engine for leadership, market-ready innovation, and civic responsibility towards the economic prosperity of Nigeria and Africa at large. A recipient of the Diana Award UK, the Walter Carrington Fellowship of the United States Consulate in Nigeria, and the Nigerian Higher Education Foundation Scholarship. He has also participated in the World Federation of Medical Education Youth Task Force in Bangkok, Thailand, and the Harvard TH Chan School of Public Health System Innovation Lab. Covenant work and thought leadership have been profiled by AFP, TEDx, Arise TV, The Guardian national newspaper, Nigerian Tribune, and other media platforms. He is widely consulted and recognized for his contributions to youth development, leadership, and social impact across Nigeria. So with a warm welcome with our hands together, can we make welcome Covenant Odedele, a LinkedIn influencer and the former UISG president. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you very much. Good morning, everybody. Okay, thank you very much. Hi, everybody. Good morning. Hi, everybody. Good morning. I think rain didn't fall yesterday, I guess. So I would have said it's a cold morning, but I think it's still cold nevertheless. So hi, everybody. Good morning. So let's do a row by row count. So we'll start from this row. Let's do an energy level check. So hi, everybody. Good morning. Okay. Let's see. Hi, everybody. Good morning. I think the energy is better here. So there's pressure here. Becoming the pressure. Hi, everybody. Good morning. All right. So hi, everybody. Good morning. It's good to be here. Can we clap for ourselves? Can we celebrate ourselves? So it's so nice being here this morning. I think you could have chosen to. It's a Saturday morning, and I remember when I was young. What happens on Saturday mornings in your house? What do you do? What do you do? Anybody? Okay, you wash clothes. Exactly. That's the day you do all the chores, and like really, on some days you probably start by watching movies. If maybe your mom is in a good mood that day, and then she allows you and all that. But the idea is that the fact that you are here this morning means you want to learn, you want to just grow, you want to learn something new, you want to develop yourself, you want to be a better person, you want to be a better person. That's the idea, and I really think it's a good one. So once again, can you clap for yourselves? Can you clap for yourselves for that? And then also, can you clap for the organizers of this program? I definitely know that it must have taken a lot to put this together. So can we actually, appreciate them? And the best way, like I said, to appreciate them is by ensuring that everything you learn here today, you apply it. So I'm happy to see some people with their writing materials already. That's very, very lovely. So there's a lot you will learn, I believe, not just even from me, from the amazing lineup of speakers that we have. And I can assure you that it will be worth your time. So thank you very much. I'm trying to see if my slides can be up. I have a presentation slide I'll be using. So I don't know if it can be projected already. So today, what's the theme for today's conversation? Becoming the pressure, all right. And by the way, can you celebrate the two amazing people that came with me? Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So yes, today's conversation, we are talking about becoming the pressure, becoming the pressure. And when you hear pressure, what comes to mind? Anybody, what comes to mind? When you hear pressure, what do you think about? What comes to mind? Anybody? Sorry, is the slide going to come up anytime soon? The presentation slides. Okay, thank you. So I was saying, so when you hear pressure, what comes to mind? Anybody? 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 When you hear pressure? Okay, thank you, good man. Okay, force applied. Okay, force applied. Thank you. Can we clap for him? That's a very amazing attempt. So, how many of you remember this video? This video where an interviewer was asking a particular guy some questions, and he was speaking in English, and then at some point he could not continue, and he switched to Yoruba and he said, "Pressure Tiwa." How many of you remember that video? How many of us remember that video? That's just by the side. Okay, thank you. So that's just by the side. But the idea of pressure, like you said, force applied, it means that you are applying force. That's actually it. Even in physics, pressure is defined as force over what? Anybody? Force over area. Fantastic. So it means that you are applying force in a particular direction, in a particular area. That's the idea of pressure. The pressure could then be to change something to make you better, maybe to crumble it to make it worse, depending on the amount of force. But the idea of pressure is that you're applying force, you're applying energy in a particular direction. So I genuinely want to use a presentation slide, but I'm trying to pass time so that it can be projected. Okay, so I think it's up already. Thank you. So I don't know, I believe they are in different places, so we can just look at our screens just to be able to follow me. So today I have a very short time, and my conversation is going to be trying to shape. I know the conversation is generally on how can we, own and amplify our voices, our influences for societal transformation. That's the idea. Like, what can you do with what you have, with your voice, your talents, your abilities? How can you leverage in very simple ways social media to be a better person, to preach the gospel, to advance good values, to better, change the narrative and all that. So I have a presentation this morning, and I would just like you to follow as much as possible. So it's titled the Pella Peter Paradox. How many of you know the common TikToker called Pella? If you know him, raise up your hand. If you don't know him, raise up your hand. I'll be more surprised if you don't know him. If you're just hearing about the word Pella for the first time, like is it TikToker? Am I correct? Am I correct? Is a very public figure, at least on social media. So we're just going to be doing a little, interactive session. It's very conversational, and I want you to follow me. Like, if you have any questions in the middle, you can raise up your hand so that we can all learn together. So next slide. Okay. Are we together? I think I'll just move at my own pace. Sorry, can we have the next slide? Sorry for the interruption. Okay. Next slide. This is just myself. My name is Covenant Odedri. I've been introduced. So the next slide, please. All right. So I want to ask you a question, and I want you to answer. And I would like maybe one or two people to answer. So Jesus had how many disciples? Are we together? Jesus had how many disciples? 12 disciples. So out of the 12 disciples, I know we are Bible scholars. Most of us have finished the Bible from front to back. But out of the 12 disciples of Jesus Christ, who do you think would have made a good social media influencer? Who do you think has what it takes, or from the way he or she, okay, Jesus didn't have a female disciple except Mary Magdalene that was around them. But amongst the 12 disciples, who do you think behaved like he would be a good social media influencer? Anybody? Suggestions? Don't worry, there's no right or wrong answer anyway. Anybody? Okay, Peter, okay, smart guy. Any other person? John, okay, fantastic. Any other person? Okay, Peter and John, fantastic. Why Peter though? Why do you say Peter? What did you say? No, feel free. You can boldly speak. Okay. Okay, deny Jesus. It was outspoken to deny him. Okay. And then he wrote many books. Okay. And John was the only, okay, fantastic. Can we celebrate the young man? Thank you. Fantastic ideas. So, yes, I mean, Jesus had 12 disciples, Simon, Peter, Andrew, and all of them. And then we're just trying to, okay, who do you think, or who do we think would have been a good social media influencer? So, next slide, like they said, Peter. I would have given it to Peter easily. So, I know we may not be able to say it. Peter did certain things that would have made you think that this guy would have made a very good social media influencer. How many of you remember the story on the Mount of Transfiguration, where, Jesus was literally transfigured, and then there was Peter, John, and James with him. Am I correct? What did Peter say after the experience? He said, what? Can we build 3 tabernacles? Am I correct? One for, and all that stuff. Another instance, Jesus was walking on what? On water. Who was the first person that said, if you be thou, do what? Bid me come. That was what? That was Peter. You understand? You can see he's very outspoken, very, bold, loud, attributes. Those are the things that, I think if we were to bring it into contemporary times, Peter would have been the one tweeting, okay, we are live in this, brethren, join us and all that stuff. Next slide. So, yes, now, the question, can we read together? I want to go. If you can see, can you read with me? Now, what happens when what? When we confuse being what? Watched with being what? Yes, with being comparing or confusing being watched with being influential. And that's what we're talking about today. The goal is not to be watched. The goal is not to just get attention so that everybody sees you, knows you, follows you, watch you every day. That's not the goal. The goal is to be influential. What does following you convert people into? And I remember I started by saying we're talking about Pella. I'm going somewhere. So let's move on. Next slide. So yes, now, don't be quick to judge Pella. For those that know Pella, different things about him. But the truth is, Pella has an audience. Are we together? That's the truth. He does have an audience. We are not trying to, label him as a bad person. No, we're just comparing. Pella does have an audience, right? I don't really follow him, but I know that a lot of young people, follow him and all that stuff. But Peter, the difference, Peter as a disciple of Christ, because we're trying to explore what it means to be a disciple of Christ and still stand out for him, be bold for him and all that. Peter had witnesses. That's the difference. The audiences of Pella, would they likely want to do what he did? I know there was a time he had to crash himself or something, just, do things just because. But as a witness, you don't just do things anyhow. An audience watches you just for fun, just because you're funny, just because you make them, when they are bored or sad, you excite them. But a witness, the idea of people watching you and they become witnesses means that whatever they learn from you, they carry it into their world and they change their worlds. Are we together? Are we learning? So next slide, because of time. So yeah, and that's the idea. Peter had, he got people, and Pella does, get people's attention. We're building. Attention is not enough. The fact that you can attract my attention is good, because even in this generation, attention is gold. The fact that someone can command your attention is more than enough. But the point is, beyond commanding your attention, what does the fact that you can command your attention do to them? Have you been able to transform them? And that's what makes Peter different. Next slide. Are we following? Are we together? Good. So, how many of us have heard the word viral? When you hear viral, you've heard the word viral. What does it mean? When you say you go viral, what does it mean? It means you're trending. Am I correct? You're popular. Thank you very much. You're popular. Like, a lot of people know you and, and all that stuff. But do you know that being popular or being viral does not equate to being influential? Do you agree with me? Am I correct? Do you agree with me? It does not. It does not. So the goal for us as young people, as believers, is not to want to be viral. I just want to be popular. I want to have 1 million followers. It's not bad. But what are you doing with that? How does that make you in the salt of the earth and light of the world? What do you do with the influence you have? How can you use that influence, that access, that attention you can command to change people? Are we together? Yes. So that's the idea. Being viral, being popular gets your attention. But when you're influential, you can change people's direction. Certain people can do something because you are doing it. And you would realize that there are certain people you watch, even in movies, even in, on social media, you see what they do and you want to be like them. Am I correct? How many of us can relate to that? Yes. You see a certain way they dress, a certain way they speak, a certain way they talk, a certain way they handle things, and you just decide in your heart, by watching this person over time, I want to be like this person. So that's the idea of being a believer. You're supposed to change things. Your goal is not to be viral. So if there's anybody here, it's not bad, genuinely, to want to have a lot of followers or, be popular on social media. In fact, I hope you know that we are supposed to be famous. When God blessed Abraham, one of the blessings that God told him is that I will make you what? I'll make you famous. So being popular, being famous, being known is not anti-Christian or gospel. Are we together? Yes. So Peter's influence emerged from Christ, like I say here, his conviction, his character, and his journey with the Holy Spirit. So next slide, very quickly because of time. Can we have the next slide, please? All right. So what do you see here? 3 words, 1 to go. Feed my sheep. Can we say that again? Feed my sheep. That was what Jesus told Peter. Jesus told Peter as a disciple of Christ that, guy, you're very confident. Peter was loud. Peter was very bold. Peter was courageous. Peter would be the disciple that would, in fact, you remember in the Garden of Gethsemane, how many of you remember that story? When one of the soldiers went to meet Jesus, what did Peter do? He cut the hair of one of, that kind of boldness, audacity, he had everything that could make him a public figure, interestingly. But what Jesus, and the good thing is, Peter was not perfect. That's the truth. It was not a perfect person. But Jesus saw that this guy has certain, attributes, certain characteristics. He had a desire. He was confident. He was bold. But what did Jesus do? He just redirected him. Jesus did not need Peter to be a perfect person. And God is also not looking for perfect people. He did not need him to be impressive. There's a way that social media makes you think that you have to be a certain way. You have to, look, appear, make an impression. That's the word. You don't need to. The idea is just that be true to yourself and be ready to transform lives. And that was what Jesus did with Peter. He did not necessarily need an impressive Peter. He just needed to transform Peter. And Peter, when Jesus ascended into heaven, you saw the bold things he did, Peter and John, on the day of Pentecost. So the idea is God gave Peter the instruction to feed his sheep. Feeding the sheep here in this context means teaching people good things, using your life, your influence, your abilities, your creativity to bless other people and to be a positive influence to them. Next slide. Are we together? Are we together? Another statement here is what? Can we echo it together? Follow me, yes. Matthew 4:19. Follow me, and I will make you what? Fishers of men. Yes. So you can imagine Peter was a fisherman, catching fishes and all that stuff. But you see what Jesus is making into his life. That's the idea. Follow me. Yes. So Jesus is not calling you to just be popular for no reason. You follow him by following Jesus, by the transformation that, you're able to, get by following Jesus. You can then influence your world. Next slide, because of time, you have a long way to go. So yes, for those of us that have, I believe almost everybody here has a phone, if not all, and you use social media in one way or the other. And one thing you realize is that everything is working hard to get your attention. Are we together? Everything is working hard. If you see a video now, I'm sure that in the next 10 seconds, it will bring another video, a suggested one. Am I correct? And then it brings another one. It keeps bringing something similar to what you want, something that would fit your, appetite. And then before you know it, you can spend the whole day on your phone. The idea is to get your attention. That's the idea. So the algorithm works so much to do what? To get your attention. How can you be glued on your phone and be learning what is very, very relevant to you? That's the idea. But, as believers, we are not supposed to be configured to that. As young people, very interested in, changing our world and all that stuff. That's not the That's not our goal. The goal is how can you be faithful? The kingdom rewards faithfulness. Are we together? And what you should be thinking about is not what will people like, will people watch this? Like what content can, I'm just saying for those that create content, for instance, what content can I put out that will make a lot of people, you know, watch and watch and watch? It's not bad, of course. There are creative ways to, engage your audience. But the truth is that should not be your ultimate goal. The ultimate goal is will people learn, will people be better, will this glorify God in one way or the other? Are we together? Next slide. Okay, so yeah, I think I've talked about this. Peter, was fishing, and then Jesus gave him that instruction to, fishermen. So the idea is just that your goal should not just be to get attention. You are not, light doesn't just shine just for no reason. Light shines and then, it illuminates, it makes people better, it takes away darkness and all that stuff. Next slide. All right, so yes, this is one thing I really want to emphasize. Jesus Christ was, he's our ultimate example. Are we together? Are we following? Are we learning something? Are we learning something? My time is almost up, so I'm almost done. So Jesus Christ was never afraid of culture. Jesus ate with people. Like, yes, Jesus did if you imagine Jesus was on earth right now, I hope you know that Jesus will walk into a club. Of course, not to party, but to, interact with them, change the way they think. Jesus did what you would not have imagined. The people that society ostracized, the people that on a normal day you should not be found with, Jesus would walk to them. Jesus was with prostitutes. Yes, there was a case where Jesus was with a prostitute in John 4. So I'm trying to say that I'm not saying we should go and meet these people. There's a balance to it. But the idea is that we are not supposed to run away and say we as believers, we just want to stay on our own. We don't want to interact with the world. No. We carry so much light. Matthew 5, we are the salt of the earth and also what? The light of what? Of the world. So we are not supposed to put our light under what? Under a bushel. I like that. We are following. Our light, so what's the essence of light when it is under a bushel? It's as useless as anything. So we're supposed to carry, and it's your responsibility. You carry your light and put it upon a lampstand and everybody can see it. Are we together? So we're not supposed to shy away from, these things. You see people that don't have any value to offer, they go on social media, keep, putting out things, and derailing people. But the light you carry, and the beautiful thing is God has blessed you with ideas, with creative energies. You can deploy them and be consistent enough, and you see how many souls will be blessed. Next slide. Very quickly. So yes, pressure, like someone was saying earlier, is force over area. The idea is just that you put enough force, to change direction in a certain way. And believers, we are supposed to be that pressure. We are the ones supposed to apply force. Instead of being pressured to do things, we should become the pressure that changes things, that puts energy in a particular direction. And doing so, you would see the ripple effect it can have. Next slide. I have personal stories I want to share, but because of time. So, like I was introduced, I'm presently a medical student in the University of Ibadan, and I had the privilege of being the president of the Students' Union. And before then, I also have, engaged myself in a couple of social impact projects and all that. So in 2023, I was in 200 level or 300 level at the time. And, I had been working on these projects. Like I was introduced, I majorly work with LinkedIn. And, I just realized that a lot of young people in my school, do not really know how to use LinkedIn. How many of us know LinkedIn here? How many of us have heard about LinkedIn? Yes. So for those that do, it's like a very professional platform. It's not like Facebook or Instagram or Twitter. It's like very professional. So most times young students or young people do not know their way around it. So that was my project, to just, teach people. I happened to learn about it and all that. So, and then after about a year, and that's the beauty of shining your light, because when you shine your light, you don't know who is looking at you. You never know. You never know who you are changing. You never know who you are helping. You never know who is learning from you. So someone just, nominated me for an award. The person probably, of course, she was a friend, or she's a friend, saw my work and that this guy is doing something fantastic and nominated me for, the award. And then thankfully, I got the award in 2023, the Diana Award. And now in 2024, when the Prince and Princess of Sussex, that's Prince Harry and Meghan Markle came to Nigeria in 2024. They invited us over, those of us that were the awardees in Nigeria, and we, were able to meet them and interact with them. I'm not saying this to draw attention to myself. I'm just trying to say that usually when you do not shine your lights, when you don't do stuff, you have a lot locked in you. But usually, and for many reasons, it could be maybe because you're scared, fear of approval or rejection. You're thinking, will people think what will people think? What will people say? And all those things. Usually, those things hinder you from blessing other people because most times it's not even always about you. Are we together? It's not always about you. Most of the times, it's never about you. It's about what people can learn and be blessed through you. So next slide. I think I'll just skip this because of time. Next slide. So yes, Peter's secret. What was Peter's secret? Peter's ultimate secret was that he had been with Jesus. And that was their testimony in Acts 4:13. They said that these guys, when they saw them, these guys had been with Jesus. So there is a certain behavior, a certain way of life, a certain lifestyle you will emulate that will make people know that you are not like every other person. You are different. Even though you may be doing what everybody's doing, but you are doing it what? Differently. He had been with Jesus. And of course, John 15, he continued to abide. How many of us know John 15? I am divine and what? Who can complete it? Who can complete it? You are the branch. What did he say? Yes, you're correct. He that abideth in me will do what? Will bear more fruit. Fantastic. So that's the idea. So before you're thinking about, becoming an influencer, having so amount of followers, getting certain impressions, that's not the ultimate goal. God is much more interested in you as a person. What are you going to offer to the world? Next slide. We're almost finishing. So yes, one thing about platforms that we must always remember is that when you have a platform, it does not make you wiser. I hope you know. The fact that I'm the one speaking here, I have the privilege of holding the microphone, does not necessarily automatically mean I'm the smartest in the room. I just have the opportunity to. You understand? That's the way platforms are. So the fact that you have so many people following you does not necessarily equate to you being the wisest. And that's why you must have wisdom. You must have something to offer. It just makes you louder. It does not necessarily make you the wisest person. So if you don't have enough value, if you don't have enough quality to offer, you will just be noise. You understand? You can amplify noise. Imagine I just come here and I'm just shouting. The microphone will amplify it. But if I have something valuable to say, the microphone will also do what? Amplify it. So as much as we're interested in being influential, being popular, trying to get influence to drive growth, transformation, we must do it from a place of, value, from having wisdom, from having so much stuff to offer. Next slide. Thank you. So yes, now, there's an interesting thing I realized. Your voice is not the same thing as your mouth. I hope you know. I hope you know that voice is not just what I'm speaking. Voice equates to a lot of things. That's the idea. Your voice is everything that speaks about you. For example, I may not even talk. You may meet me and I never say a word. And you'll be surprised that you can already make certain conclusions about me. Some of you, you've seen certain people online. You have never met them in person. You have followed them for maybe years and you have never met them. But you already, you know a lot about them already. And you've never heard from them directly in person. So that's the idea. Your social media, everything generally gives you a voice. It amplifies what you have in you already. So you don't even necessarily have to speak always. It could be a post, could be a picture. It already says something. Are we together? Yes. And then, what has hindered your voice so far? I think I would like to dwell here a little bit. What are the things that has made you quiet? You have so much light. You are a Christian. You're a follower of Christ. You have so much light, so much value to offer. But why are you not shining it? Could it be fear of rejection? Could it be because you think, if I do this, maybe nobody will follow me? Nobody. And it's fine. Everybody may have been in that phase before. Even the disciples of Jesus were. But you realize that ultimately you accepted. Comparison. Are you comparing yourself with someone else? You are comparing yourself with maybe some of your mates that I wish I was as tall as this person. I was as bright as, all those things. You don't have to compare yourself. Distractions. It could come in many forms. Also, need for approval. It's still the same thing as fear of rejection. Sin, compromise. These are things that have the ability to, make you not shine your light because you have so much light in you. So next slide, we're almost done. So next slide, I think this is a story of my journey as president. And I think one thing I would just say is that as much as possible, whatever, and this is for everybody, whatever God placed in your heart to do, make sure you do it. You may be scared. I tell you, it's very, very possible that you'll be scared. In fact, most times, if you are supposed to do something and you're not scared, maybe it's not something you should do. It's not. It doesn't require boldness. Oh, I may not even spend up to that. You know. So the idea is just that as young people, there are certain times you may have an idea. It could be that maybe you should start maybe creating a video just to encourage people. Maybe some of you have good writing skills, and then you just think, okay, you could write maybe an article and then you could publish it in a blog maybe every week. Whatever it is, some of you, it could be that maybe you are a good designer or something. Maybe some people, they are good with spoken word poetry. There are many creative abilities you have that I assure you do have as a young person. And the most important thing is express them. Don't, I know, yeah, sometimes you're calculating your mind how people, you are shy, you don't know if you want to do it, you're scared, how we, all those things, all those questions in your mind. But the most important thing I want to tell you is just do it. Tell your neighbors, just do it. Tell your neighbor, just do it. So whatever you have been posting, every year we do New Year resolution, am I correct? January 1, am I correct? Yes, and your New Year resolution is there, the page is there since. So it's not too late to revisit it. You still have, even if you don't count August, you have September. Are we together? Let's count together. October, November, and December. 4 months is more than enough. 4 months is more than enough. You understand? So that's just the story behind me being president. It was a bold decision. I had never held any political position before, and the person I was running against was a former, position. But one thing I'll just say is when people see that you have light, you have value to offer, you are serious, and I think that it would naturally attract people. It's just the same way when there's a light somewhere. There'll be a lot of, these fireflies, or what's the name of those flies? They would come around it just because it's light. If the light goes off, they'll run away too. So never be afraid to shine your light. Tell someone, never be afraid to shine your light. And yes, as believers, it's very, very important because there's a notion that makes us think that as believers, we should not really dabble into some things. As a believer, I should not really hold any political position. As a believer, I should not be a social media influencer. As a believer, I'm not supposed to name it. No, the goal is you are the salt of the earth. You should interact with people. If salt does not enter food, how will it, you get the gist, how will it salten the food? So you cannot do it in isolation. You have to mingle. And that's what Jesus did. Jesus would walk to people, greet them first, interact with them, and all that. So next slide, we're fast done. So yes, how to start? As simple as possible. Some of you have phones. On your WhatsApp status, you can start. If it is an encouragement, if it is, whatever gift ability you have, start as simple as your Facebook page, your WhatsApp status, your Instagram. That's how it starts. That's how people become influencers. You cannot influence if you don't even post something. On your Instagram, on your Snapchat, on your TikTok, post something that would edify people. That's the idea. You never know who will see it, and the beauty of starting small. Don't despise your days of what? Little beginnings. The big people we see today on social media, they were not big from the get-go. They started small. Are we together? If you go back and go and check maybe their very first post, you see that maybe the camera was even a very low quality camera and all that stuff. So start with what you have, and you'll be surprised how fast you can go. Next slide. I'm almost done. So yes, influence is simple from formation. We've talked about that. How Jesus, works on you to make you a better person. Conviction, how that you now know what you want to do. You are not moving like the multitude. You are not trying to, you know what you want, you know what you are going for. Expression, you feel free to express it. You are bold enough to express it. And ultimately, it transforms your world. People are better because you are doing something. People want to be like you because, they are following you as you follow Christ. That's the same. That's my most basic analogy when I speak about things like this, especially social media. When you see someone on Instagram, what do? You do what? You follow them. Am I correct? So literally, people can follow you, literally and figuratively, because you're following Christ. Are we together? Are we together? Yes, so next slide. Thank you. And then, yes, don't absorb the pressure. I think I started on this note and I'm done already. Become the pressure. Yes, don't be the person that, pressure is a two-way thing. Imagine someone is pushing me, someone is behind me, and the person is pushing me. The person is applying pressure or force. And I'm just going. I'm just going based on if it's a bad pressure, maybe the person is pushing me into fire. I'll keep doing what? I'll keep going because the pressure is coming from behind me. But if I am the one applying the pressure, I can control where I push people to. I can control that, okay, I don't want to push people into fire. I push them into, light. I push them into wisdom. I push them into growth for the, and all that stuff. That's the idea. So don't become the person that is being pushed. Tell your neighbor, don't become the pushed person. Yes, don't become the push person. You can also influence people. You're a positive influence. It could be your friend. Can your friend begin to do something because you're doing it? Can your classmates, can your colleagues begin to do something because this guy is just doing it, and I like how he's doing it. I want to be like him. So yes, be formed by Christ and then be courageous. I think that's one thing I really want to emphasize. Be bold. Don't be scared. And finally, you will be surprised how useful you are to your society. Because also as believers, it's not only within the church. You should be useful even in your class, in your, hostels, in your, other groups that you belong, not just the church. Of course, we are all believers in the church. We understand the values of Christ. But even to people that are not within the church, we should be, very useful to society. Next slide. Yes, and I think this should be the penultimate slide, if not. The loudest voice is not always the strongest. Can we say that together? Yes, the loudest voice is not. So, yes, we have many loud voices in society. We have many loud voices. People have influence. They have a lot of followers. They have a lot of people following them. But it doesn't mean they're the strongest. So, it means that those of us that our voices are strong, what do we need to then make it? We need to make it what? Loud. Do we get my explanation? Yes, those of us that have believers, we know what we carry. We have value to offer. We are the salt of the earth. We need to make our voices much more loud. And then finally, next slide. Yes, okay. I think we can just go to the next slide. Yes, you do not need a bigger platform. Yes, you need a deeper formation. Right now, I know many of you are thinking, if I have 1,000 followers, if I have 10,000 followers, I will preach I'll preach the gospel. I would, I'll change people and all that stuff. Generally, that may be true, but I also assure you that's not the case.